Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jan. I'm the CEO of Acquire.Fi, bringing you the latest news, what's been happening in the week. We have Andrew again. Thanks, Andrew, for joining the channel again.
Hey, how's it going?
All good here. How's your week?
It's been good, man. Just actively watching the market. Seems to be a lot of funny news coming out in the last day or two, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So what shall we start with? Well, let's start with memes, man. They're being talked about a lot. So there's this guy called Murad. Murad was basically having a fund in last cycle, and he was kind of like a BTC maxi. He went actually wrecked during FTX fiasco, and now he's becoming like this meme master. He's becoming another Ansem that we have. Have you heard about?
to be honest, I didn't really hear about him much until the last couple of days, where Zach was talking about his wallet addresses. I think there's like a big bundle now out on Saprify. You can kind of track him. And then I think he was also talking at Token, which he was talking pretty heavily about the meme stuff. So yeah, haven't really heard about him until then, to be honest.
Yeah. So what's been happening in the meme space is that basically before token 2049, these tokens were unknown, but after the talks, these tokens started to bump. But what's funny about this story is that Murad basically owns like 60 to 50% of the whole supply of all of these tokens. So he's sitting now with 24 to 25 million dollars worth of these tokens. And you're right. So what Zach did was basically dox him. And what does it mean? It means that hey, if he starts to sell, all of these will go to zero. But they've been pumping like crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't recommend to buy them at this stage. But seems to be like memes are here to stay. And this is a perfect example when you have a old OG coming from the shadows again and basically pumping his own bags. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty public. Like if you go through his posts and stuff, he was pretty public about what he was buying, what he was holding. I think Zach just what he did was just kind of pieced it all together. Like the information was already public in a sense, and then him owning like a large supply obviously is going to be alarming when he starts dumping. That's probably going to be the end of those like moves, perhaps. But from my understanding, is he's like a diamond hand. It looks like, but $24 million in memes seems pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, how do you even liquidate this? Like, you could take
I
a
don't think
loan
there's
against
enough
these
liquidity.
tokens. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, most of these tokens have high FTV, but they have like zero liquidity. So where do you sell them? And I'm not sure if these are all of them are in exchanges. Some of them are for sure, but like, I don't know. Pretty interesting to see what will happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, interesting story. But yeah, he was a very well-known Bitcoin maxi before, and now he turned into a meme master. So I think it's very funny. On another note, yesterday something came out that we have three different market makers that have been charged with basically anti-money. I think it wasn't anti-money laundering. It was something money laundering and something else.
Like
But
wash trade.
basically, yeah, it was trading, and three of these are very well known. One of them is Godbit. So people who don't know Godbit has been around for a while. They started being one of the most notorious market makers with TWF during this cycle, and they've been basically doing a lot of different memes. Again, we have the meme team here, so I'm not surprised they got caught. And then we have CLS Global. CLS Global has been I don't know, from 2018, I think 2019, very well known. And again, like, I don't know, I think this will change the market maker atmosphere quite a lot in the space. Like, what they did was basically pump and dump or do some fake trade volume. I think it's very normal in traditional markets to do that also. Obviously, not the financial advice or am I a promoter of it, but what I know of the market, it's just part of the game, to be honest. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, uh, it was expected. Like they were, Gobbin especially, like, the murmur was in the VC world and just even on crypto Twitter was like, these guys are known for manipulating markets. They blatantly tell projects like, hey, we can like push your price up 10x and stuff like that. And just fabricate like market participants and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised. What I do find pretty funny is the fact that like the FBI created a fake company and then they created their own token just as like a honeypot to trap these type of market makers. And kind of interesting to see that, like a new form of way of catching predators.
Yeah, I think it's kind of also crazy, and I don't know, like the Godbit guys were arrested in Portugal and they were running it for quite some time. So I wouldn't be surprised if there will be more of this coming out, and especially like market makers overall. It's kind of shady business, to be honest. Like you don't really know if you're a project what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know if the market maker is actually dumping against you, and some of these market makers have been notorious. Even me, someone that has been in space for a long time, I do not like to work with usually market makers that much. I think some of them are very scammy and they're not fair. But yeah, I'm absolutely with you. Like pretty nuts that you have FBI coming with their own token, and I think even they had a they had a porn rocket coin at some point. Like they were
Yeah,
just making these coins out of nowhere, like just like memes. Um, but yeah, interesting to see what will happen. Alex,
yeah,
who is the CEO of Godbit, got arrested in Portugal, is now extradited to United States.
damn, brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that's kind of cool is like now we can actually track all of the FBI's wallets. So just like how we can track Murad's portfolio, you can track the FBI's wallet, and it's kind of funny. You can see all the different like meme coins that they have picked up and stuff. Um,
That's their coins at the moment. So they were really into memes. Kisho Inu, Mononoke, Bone Shibabs. Oh my god! Like a lot of these actually got a lot of volume. What I saw, it's
I did
pretty enough.
too.
Yeah, and it was funny. I read somewhere. I think it's over here or in another article. The FBI told like the press that they didn't want innocent people to get involved, but somehow they still had like $7.5 billion market value or FTV. Imagine how many innocent people was caught by this. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I
Obviously,
mean,
FBI does what they do, but
it's the nature of the meme world, man. Trying to catch all the scammers, and then they scammed.
Jesus. But okay, anyway, let's go forward. Let's go to funding because I think this was supposed to be October. It was supposed to be when everything will pump up and we'll get fundraising back to track, but so forth. But to be honest, looking at the numbers at the moment, it doesn't look that great. To be honest.
No, it looks like it fell off quite heavily there.
Yeah. Well, we're still in the beginning of October, right?
Yeah.
But still, like September was really bad, and October doesn't seem so good.
Yeah, it looks like a downtrend right now. Looks like it's just getting lower and lower. But
Yeah.
hmm,
But yeah, I think overall, like fundraising this year has not been the same as it used to. There's definitely less funds to go around, less liquidity, and especially now when memes are taking over. Like I don't know, it's a very hard market.
yeah, it seems to be most of the price action is catered towards the meme culture.
Yeah.
So it's tough space for a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's go forward. BTC ETF flows has been quite negative, to be honest, for the past, let's say, 1 week. We had one good day, but other than that, it's been quite negative, just dumping after dumping. I think you have more understanding why we're doing this. It's probably because of the treasury selling of the United States. or something else? I don't know. Like you're the expert here. What do you think?
I mean, hard to say. I'm not too sure why they would be trying to sell Bitcoin here, but maybe they're trying to get in cheaper prices. Maybe there's fear of recession or weakness in the market. Who knows? Like we just had the FOMC minutes, and essentially they're pretty divided in terms of like how much they want to cut the rates next time. So we're either at 50 bips or 25. But that kind of also shows that like, look, we're getting another rate cut. It seems like that's kind of guaranteed. They also talked about they are on track of like getting the inflation numbers down to 2%. But if they're looking at 50 points, like that's usually because there's like a lot of slowing in like the labor markets and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here in my opinion. So
Yeah, but I'm surprised still that we're selling BTC at these levels. And also, like, of course, let's go to Ethereum. There hasn't been a lot of happening, to be honest. I don't know if the tracker is broken. There was one day without doing anything. Maybe it was a holiday or something, or maybe it was because of the hurricane that's going on in the States. But like, things seem pretty slow on ETH at the moment.
I just think in general the activity is pretty low on both Bitcoin and ETH. Like we haven't been getting a strong price action to either direction. So
Yeah, and despite that, the stablecoin market has been growing though. Like maybe the DeFi market is the one that is benefiting the most. Like there's very good opportunities to get money on your bucks and dollars and good return. But other than that, like risk assets have not been that great.
so money flow is coming back into stables. People are getting out of alts, selling Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Yeah, I mean this could be very bearish to be honest. Every time the stablecoin market pumps, it's not that great for risk assets.
Well, I mean, we are like closer to the end of the year. October usually like tax sell-off season kind of starts around here. Maybe people are cleaning their books. Repositioning themselves as well. Generally, like October is usually where I find like you do get some nice bottoms coming in, but you usually have to get a bit of a sell-off into those troughs.
Yeah, and even like if you look at the liquidation heat map over here, there's not a lot of like longs at the moment. Like not a lot of liquidations would happen if it would go lower. Actually, it's the opposite. Like there's a lot of liquidations happening if we go higher at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
you can see.
yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, you can see where all the liquidations are. It's like right against those like previous highs there. Generally, where people probably have their stops right now. But yeah, it doesn't seem too much going on here at these levels.
Yeah, but anyway, hey, let's go back to your charts. Tell me what's happening. What's up?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. 1 second. Oh, my screen is freezing.
There we go. We started good.
Okay. So we can let me just put this up a little bit bigger. So we're in the first week of October. Like we were supposed to expect a bit of a sell-off coming in, a little bit of a rally, and then another bit of a dip. So maybe this is kind of like where we're seeing. Obviously, these aren't 100% accurate. These are just mostly just like a framework of like what to kind of expect for October. We're still a little bit early. Like maybe the sell-off we're kind of getting right now is this like final kind of dump that I was expecting, at least in the tech sector. Like I said, like usually end of the year is usually where I find the best kind of bottoms are presented. So based on the seasonality, we are still pointing up for closer to end of the year. We also are like a few weeks away from the election right now. So, I do expect a lot of volatility leading up to the event. And yeah.
I think overall, like this has been a pretty good indicator where we are. And I think, like, I don't know, I'm still not convinced that November will be that not nice or the end of October, especially now when everything is just shut down. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, unfortunately. No one knows where the market will go. These are just like, stats that we kind of use to help guide us. But end of the day, we have to always watch the price charts and just kind of see what the price is actually doing.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let me share some Bitcoin charts here. Uh, um, a couple of weeks ago, we came into the short reload zone, took a bit of a dump. We came and tested the 38.2 and we wicked out right away. Then we had this little bit of a V bottom and we kind of tried to rally through. We got rejected once again at the 61.8 short reload zone. So this is like indicating that like there's a lot of resistance here up in these like previous highs, right? We also have a downtrend line that we came up against and couldn't break through. So, we really need to get above the trend line as well as this previous high for this like trend to keep continuing, because we do have a higher low, higher high, right? That's the first step of like showcasing like a bull trend, perhaps. And now we just created another higher low from here. So the next step would be to try to break above this high, and then we can maybe see a trend continuation. But until then, this is looking a little bit kind of soft. I do like that the price did come back down to 30.2 and it's holding currently. What I would like to see is a bit more consolidation. Hopefully we can get like a double bottom print out here, and then that can kind of give us another attempt back up these levels. In terms of momentum, like I don't see anything too bullish in the sense right now. Like we had the bearish div confirm on the MACD last week. So that's still kind of playing out. We hit overbought conditions as well, and that's kind of restarting. We didn't hit oversold conditions, so there is still a little bit of room for more of a sell-off, perhaps. But yeah, like other than that, like I just want to see some like validation in price. So usually price structure of like a double bottom is something that I'm hoping to see here, at least while we're in the 38.2 kind of area. And then if we look over on ETH here,
It is so bad, man.
ETH is yeah, it's definitely underperforming. But I mean, I do like the fact that we are in the long reload zone once again. ETH had its little like V bottom rally. It didn't come right into the 61.8, but it did come pretty close, failed. And now we're kind of back around the 61.8 reload zone. It's trying to consolidate. Like we do have a potential double bottom trying to form here. So if we look on like a line chart, you can kind of see this like little W. If we can break above there, that would confirm it. And then that could give us another attempt back up into these levels. ETH is kind of the same thing where like, we do have these higher lows, but we didn't actually make a higher high here, which is a little bit alarming. So, we do need to break above this level here, which would confirm an even larger W. And then that would signal a bit of more of a bullish trend. But right now, I think we're just kind of waiting for this consolidation at this reload zone here. Momentum is also the same. Like we had the bearish divs. We didn't quite hit the oversold conditions, it looks like. But, momentum did fall off. We didn't hit oversold conditions here yet. So maybe there is one more stab down. But yeah, like just mainly looking for double bottoms.
Yeah, we look so weak though, like compared to volume. Like there's no volume at the moment. I don't know, like that's what I see at the moment. Like
yeah,
both on BTC and ETH, they look pretty boring. But as you said, like a good time to take a long, or
good time to take a loan. I don't know. I can't recommend people to take loans. Like working off credit is always kind of scary. Over leveraging yourself in the sense, but we are closer to somewhat of a bottom range in terms of like the current range. So like when I look on the 30-minute charts of like Bitcoin, I'll do ETH right after, but right now off of this recent rally, right, we are technically within the reload zone once again. We are in the 70.6 tag right now. We came and kissed the 88.6. This is what we call like the sniper level, where institutions will defend the recent bottoms. So this was like kind of like the recent bottom here. Price tagged it a couple times, respected it. Now we are printing a double bottom here. We did have oversold conditions. We have a bit of a weird kind of like divergence coming in on MACD. So what I'm hoping is we do get this confirmation and we do get a little bit of a rally kind of back up into the previous levels here. It seems that like every time we come into these short reload zones, the market just kind of keeps getting smacked. You know, that's kind of what happened like back here, happened again kind of right here. So, you know, now that we actually are in the reload zone on the lower time frame, you know, I do see maybe a potential trade to kind of set up. Hopefully we can get a bit of a rally and maybe we see like a more of a weekend rally. We do have CPI coming out and we have the PPI coming out. So, you know, some volatility is to be expected. And maybe if we get really good data prints, bullish prints on them, maybe we do start seeing a bit of a rally. So this could be consolidating to try to set up a trade on the lower time frame, but it is lower time frame. So, you know, these things do kind of break pretty easily. When I look on the Ethereum one, Ethereum seems to already be kind of like confirming the double bottom here, and it's already kind of playing out price action wise. Same thing, like, you know, we had the oversold conditions. The divs are a little bit weird. It's all the way from back here to here. We did get the confirmation there, so we are seeing a bit of a rally now. So, you know, maybe we do have to come back, test the reload zone of this recent range. So let's see. So, you know, I do expect maybe a 30.2 tag at least. You know, use your first stop resistance based off this recent range. You know, if this continues, maybe we come back into the reload zones up here, 61.8 to 70.6. And then we'll see what price does. But so far, it seems like on the lower time frame, the market is trying to rally back. But, you know, when I look on the daily, still a little bit early.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I still see weakness though, but I think it's a good time to buy though. Like, not ETH, but at least BTC. I think BTC will rally, especially now when the presidential election is getting closer and closer. Let's see. I'm very bullish.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the double bottoms. You could try to play the double bottom setup here, right? It's like you know, you just enter on the confirmation, you set your stop loss right at the belows, and then like, you know, I always try to recommend to do at least like a 2-to-1 risk reward trade, right? And then that kind of gets you back up here. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, you definitely probably would have to use a little bit of leverage there, in my opinion, to try to get some kind of trade. It's only 1.5% move there, really. So yeah, tough space right now.
Yeah.
October is looking very slow.
How's the memes actually? We're looking at the memes.
Are rallying pretty hard right now, I find. You know, like for me, like I kind of miss most of these meme coins. Like, you know, let's look. I mean, we can look at the SPX. This is the one that a lot of people did really well on.
Wow.
You know, when I look at that, there's nothing you can do. Like, I would not recommend chasing that. Like, there's really not much you can do. You can maybe try to do a reload zone, you know, wait for the retracement all the way back down here. But, you know, that's quite a bit of a move. So, you know, when I see that, it's like, okay, obviously these are ripping. Murad's little, you know, news release thing helped a lot. But personally for me, like, I got nothing to do here. There's another one that he shared, what was it called, Giga. Same thing, like, you know, these markets are ripping up way too high. Can't be chasing these levels.
Look at the liquidity. There's 4.2 million liquidity, and it's $500 million FDV.
Yeah, it's you know, you'll know when he's selling. You'll know when he's
not gonna sell. No, it's impossible, man. If you have a big bag, how do you exit?
Yeah, so like, you know, like I said, you want to get into these names, you know, and try to look for these long reload zones. This one I kind of like down here because you can see where the double bottoms were. Maybe we have to get a retest there, but you know, who knows? These things might keep rallying, but I can't recommend people to be chasing these highs up here. It's quite dangerous, a lot of downside risk. Retardio is another one that was on the list, I believe. So, you know, so we can look at these. We can look at these ranges. Like Retardio is kind of interesting because they actually did come into the real zone back here, right? We had the double bottom on the 70.6 level, and then voila, you got your trade. So same idea. You got to just be patient. You got to be able to just wait for the markets to pull back. don't chase, because the markets will eventually retrace anyways, right? But if you're buying up here and we're expecting pullbacks, like that's a pretty big risk window.
Wow.
Like, you know what I
61.
mean?
Wow.
Like I wouldn't want to be chasing that. Like I'd rather be coming in down here and then getting my fucking doubles and shit. So I think these bags are obviously cooked. Like, they're moving. Don't chase these. If you're already in them, great. Maybe look into taking some profits. But, for me, it's just like, it's tough. Like, even this one, right? Like, we actually came in here. We got the double bottom right under 70.6, and then away we go. So don't be chasing stuff up here. Don't be chasing stuff up here. You want to be looking for stuff once it actually has come back down. So, who knows where this rally goes, but, ideally you want to get into these reload zones areas.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Like, makes sense.
Yeah,
I just think the FTV compared to the liquidity is just ridiculous.
yeah. Like I bought some Ponky recently. It's a little bit underwater right now, but that's all right. I'm willing to take the risk here. Same concept, right? You get the reload zone, the markets come back, retested. I kind of missed that little W there. I thought that there was a little one coming in, but it kind of got rejected a little bit here. But we're still kind of within the reload zone range here. So like I already had an original position here. Just waiting for my 6x there. But I just kind of wanted to strengthen the position a little bit more. So I kind of added here, but who knows? This might actually get washed out. If we lose these lows here, I'll probably end up just selling this recent bag that I bought. And
Yeah,
we'll see.
wasn't Ponke from Gotbit? They made Ponke. I'm not sure.
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been following
If I remember, it was made by
that's
Gotbit. I could be wrong.
well, hopefully not.
Yeah,
My
well.
bags, bro. My bags.
Is
Yeah.
there
So
anything
that's kind
else?
of.
Yeah, is there anything else that you're seeing in the market that would be
Well, I did
opportunity?
buy another meme coin called Kate. It's kind of underwater right now. I bought this just mainly because I figured hey, look, we're at the bottom of the range. Like we're a lot lower than a lot of these fib levels that I actually would have liked it to hold. So maybe this is consolidating to be a lot of a more of a weaker trade. But we'd had this massive bullish divs. We had a little mini div here. We had these double bottoms try to print. But right now, as you can see, it's kind of getting whacked right now. So I got my stop loss against these new lows. If we wash those lows, I'll probably end up just hopping off. That's the life of a trader. Live by the sword, die by the sword. So, setup wise, it was kind of there. I attempted it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those are kind of the two main memes that I kind of picked up recently. But as you can see, they're a little bit underwater. So who knows? Who knows what happens? Yeah. One name that we did buy that's not a meme is Uniswap. We picked some up for the fund at Magnus. For us, I really like this consolidation of just W's here. We are in the reload zone still as well. We also heard that UniV4 is coming out pretty soon, so that should cause a bit of a bullish rally in sentiment. And as you can see, it is kind of rallying off here. What I did like too was the fact that it came into these 38.2s and it held. Usually, if the market is still trending, what you're going to see is there's going to be a bit of a retracement back down to the 38.2 first stops. You're going to want to see consolidations in these levels to hold, and then that will signal that the trend is still strong. So I think what we're seeing is that right now. And it seems to be one of our better buys just kind of right now. We also bought some Ori, which unfortunately is a little bit underwater as well. We had a pretty good win on the first go around. We already got our free position off, waiting for a 3x mark up here. But I wanted to add another bag to it. So, we're still in the reload zone. We had these double bottom prints. We had the Wyckoff check. But as you can see, we're just a little bit underwater now. But we're still holding this original breakout. So still a little bit hopeful here. But, we'll see what happens. Can't win them all.
No, you can't. I think it's good to end here. Anyway, thanks for being here again, Andrew.
No worries.
And overall, I think let's wait what the market does. We will have the next session next week again. Please like and share. And if there's anything, please message us with comments.
Thanks again, guys. Have a good one.
Ciao.